Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please rise as the Marion Harding JROTC presents our nation's colors. Please remain standing and join the Marion Harding Singers as they sing tonight's national anthem.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at Harding High School for tonight's contest brought to you by HHS Telecom. I am Scott Cameron, and to my right is
Josh Votaw.
Josh Votaw. So, can you hear yourself okay?
I'm good. I can't hear myself at all. Yeah, here we go.
Okay, you got it. You got it. All right, cool, fantastic.
I'm here though.
You are here. You're not a ghost. Man, I tell you what, Josh. Folks, if you're watching live streaming, we had a little bit of a hiccup athletically tonight. It's a little bit late. It's about an hour later than it would be normally. The freshman game, the JV game, they went over. That's how it usually goes when you're doing a three-time match. And so we apologize for that. But, folks, if you were able to watch the presenting of colors and the singing of the national anthem, Josh, that makes me want to run through a brick wall.
Yes, and especially today, as we remember Pearl Harbor Day, and the over 2,400 lives of both service members and civilians that were lost on this day in 1941.
Absolutely. And, you know, we are not immune from problems. Our country has its fair share of issues and problems. Still the greatest country ever, and we are very honored and privileged to be here and see that tonight. So thank you to JROTC, singers. That was a great presentation. We appreciate that. But, folks, let's talk about basketball a little bit. We have an absolutely barn burner episode for you this evening. Harding High School and Shelby High School. Holy cow, Josh. I mean, what do you know about these two teams so far this year?
Well, I know they're both undefeated.
Yes.
Yeah,
they are.
So that's awesome. Okay, that starts things off in the right. Now, who did they defeat?
Well, ironically, they both beat the same team. They're both 1-0, and they both beat Madison Comprehensive. Now, Shelby beat Madison Comprehensive by a few more points. They scored 15 more points overall, but they gave up 2 more points. So, relative. Here's the thing. Both teams are absolute dynamite. when you think of the MOAC basketball, year in and year out, it's usually a 3-horse race between Shelby, Marion Harding, and River Valley. Those 3 teams just duking it out at the top.
Yes, and for us to see that tonight, right now, with these 2 teams, and then next week we'll see it again when River Valley is here.
Yes, you're right, and that's the thing. So this is extremely, usually at the beginning of a basketball season, you might have a couple softball games, or you're trying. These teams are squaring off right at the very beginning. This is
right.
This is, I want to sound like my high school basketball coach, separating the men from the boys, but this is the game that does that, and it's the second game of the season. Highly unusual to be doing something like this early in the season. Shelby, they've got an absolutely fine athlete in Alex Bruscotter. I mean, he's 6'7", senior, just an absolute dynamite player. Harding shut him down a lot last year, and Shelby ended up winning here. And so we're going to see what happens here as we have a jump ball. Trey Cady jumps. Ball ends up going to Dyer as he gives it off to Iden, who dribbles down the floor. Sets up the offense. Long doesn't receive. Picks up the dribble. Gives over to Dyer. Crosses over. Cady cuts up to the elbow. Nothing happening. Dyer pulls up the top of the key and nails the first shot.
That's one way to start it off right there.
Hey, absolutely. I mean, if you're going to pull up something like that, you better nail it, right?
Yep.
And great job. Setting up on defense. Setting up on defense and man-to-man defense. Drives in. Nothing happening. Rebound by Cady. Cady, makes a dangerous pass, and that's why, but it's going to be Marion Harding ball. Man, that was kind of a risky pass over there, a little outlet pass, wasn't it? Throw to the corner on Shelby coming out in the full court.
We're really early in this game, and you got to make sure that if you're going to make a pass like that,
yes,
it's got to be there, or that can just totally change the whole rest of the game.
Oh, sure, absolutely. Shelby could have. I was surprised they didn't immediately double down and double team in the corner. But here we are, Harding. Cady was going to pull up. He loves shooting inside the sides there. Dyer drives, nothing happening. It was knocked out. It's going to remain here for Harding. Yeah, Cady loves shooting from the sides, a la Chris Mullen. I mean, he's even lefty, man. Iden able to find Long. Long being marked up by Lance. Long with the shot, and going to be 2 shots. Now, Josh,
that's what I was waiting on.
Yep. So Lance, senior guard. And that's the thing. Shelby's starting a lot of seniors. They have a lot of senior starters, a lot of senior players, and they are prepped for an absolutely great season. So this is really important for us to kind of take advantage and try and jump out. And, yeah, that's a way to do it. Shooter's roll there for Marquise Long, giving him 3 points. Or giving Harding 3 points.
Harding.
Yeah. Miscommunication of pass, but as off Harding. As the coach's son, Boston Pearson, starting down low in the post, number 35. And Jamie Pearson's been doing a heck of a job trying to rebuild. Lost a couple players last year to graduation. A couple players moved to different cities and things. So I know Coach Pierce has been working really hard to get this team ready to go.
Still a lot of young players on the team, though.
Absolutely. Right there, Isaiah Ramsey. My goodness, folks. He's not just a great football player. If you know that name, following MOAC action, he is an unbelievable athlete that Shelby has at their disposal. 3-3 ball game. Long, back up to Pearson. Pearson, ball to the chest, looking, happening. Picks up a dribble kind of early, but off to Iden in the 45. Drives to the elbow, nothing there. Gives out to Dyer. Dyer drives to the paint. Pulls up, fades away, gets blocked. by Bryson Baker. Off to the races they go. And blocked again by Harding, and up, nothing. Yep, that ball hit out of bounds. It's going to be Shelby ball. What happened in the transition there, Josh?
That was just a little bit of a mess for everybody, defense and offense there.
Yeah. It was great defense.
Yeah.
But poor offense, but also poor rebounding.
The whole thing was a little bit of a mess for everybody there. You got to be able to go up strong, get those rebounds, come down with them.
Absolutely. 5'10 junior guard Logan Thrapp checking into the game, and I know a lot of people are really excited to have this young man having the opportunity to play for Harding. Yeah, that was a moving screen. Easy call. I tell you what, anything you can do to get Ramsey in some sort of foul trouble or difficulty, you do it. That's their game changer. I know a lot of people talk about how Bruss Cotter, it runs through him, and it does, but Ramsey really sets the tone athletically for Shelby. Long at the 45, cutting through. Katie gets the ball at the top of the screen, shoots a long three, off the mark, rebound by Long. That should be an easy deuce. Somehow he missed it. Long saves to nobody, and DeVito off to the races. Ball around the horn, driving in, shot, and pass out to Baker. Baker drives to the paint. Baker with a nice little handoff, ends up in the corner. Shot by Lance, off the mark, rebounded by Baker. Oh, nice little scoop, but doesn't fall.
Got to come down with those rebounds right there.
Right, and you know, I think Trey Katie, I don't think he was expecting that ball to lay up on the rim like it did. It was that split-second timing that was off, and so I think he was expecting it to hit hard off the rim instead of banking and then kind of hanging on the rim, and that messed up his timing, and he couldn't grab it, so he had to tip it, and here we are. It's going to end up with Shelby ball, working out of a box set inbounds. Giving off to Bruss Cotter in the corner.
A lot of guys moving around and staying on that outside.
Correct. Lots of perimeter play. You're right.
Not a lot of guys down in the box, under the basket, not even cutting through there.
Very rare. Yeah, it's a lot of perimeter cutting and drive taken up off the mark. Ramsey had the ball, and someone's got a grip. You almost called timeout?
Nope, not yet.
Jeez. Stokes finally ended up with the ball. Hallelujah. Thrapp bringing it down the court. Gives it off to Pearson. Pearson at the top of the key. And, man, Bruscar is really giving him the business when he has the ball at the top of the key. Put up by Thrapp. Off the mark. And that's should be Harding ball. Yep. Bruscar couldn't reach it. And Boston Pearson really made it difficult for him to grab that.
Harding's doing a good job moving in and out all around when they've got the ball. Just their movement. Everybody's moving.
Ooh.
Good look. Pass and in. Gets himself out of trouble there real quick.
Yeah, that was I was surprised that sometimes they'll call when they scoot around on their butt like that, they'll call a travel, but he did not change his point on the floor in which he was in contact. So that was actually kind of pretty impressive. Long shot off the mark by Lance. Man, I tell you what, Stokes is providing some stability on that defensive board that Harding's missing early on. But here they are, up 5-3.
Yeah, and like we said, this was going to be a tough game. And goes up. Oh.
One thing I've noticed, they really pressure. Yep, that's a foul on Long.
Offense.
And no, but it's a foul on Long. So one thing I've noticed, whenever our post gets the ball at the top of the key, their post flexes out a lot defensively, and they really pressure that post man. That tells me that they believe that their posts are more athletic than our posts, So if they pressure and steal the ball, they're off to the races.
Okay.
So that's part of their game plan. I can tell you now. Man, there's nothing there. Almost. Ooh. Yep.
Let it go. And
it's right there. Yep, right in front of Coach Pearson, which is great. No, no official. It's over here. It was untouched. Yep, he's got it. He's got it. It's early on the season for everybody.
Right. and early on in the season, and we were talking about earlier about the change in where you can take the ball out now.
Correct.
So
there's a couple of different rules this year, and we'll talk about them as we get closer towards that situation. But Thrapp bringing the ball down the floor. Katie flexes out into the corner. Drives out to Alex Stokes. And back out to Braylon Dyer. Setting it back up. Almost an ISO play. Oh, Stokes makes this. Oh, off the mark. That should have been a foul. That's an easy call. Yeah, Katie was totally held on the rebound. That's going to be a foul on Casey Lance.
Foul number 10, Casey Lance. That's his second.
That's what I was going to say. That's a second.
Yes.
And here comes Ramsey itching to get back in because that could be a big time change there. So we are at 3 fouls on Shelby. If we get to 5, it's an automatic 2 shots. It no longer goes by cumulative fouls in a half. It's by quarter. Thrapp has the ball. Cross court to Long. Long fakes. Comes back out. Around the horn to 45 in some sort of action. And Trey Katie getting held and getting some contact there from Braden DeVito.
With his foul number 2, Braden DeVito. His first, team 4.
We're already at 4 fouls.
So one more this quarter, and Harding goes to the line for 2 shots. No longer 1-and-1. That does not exist in high school basketball at all.
And that makes a big difference,
Oh,
especially,
changes the game dramatically. Stokes with the ball down at the paint, posting up, doesn't find it. Long probably could have been called for a displacement foul. It wasn't called. Down the floor. Nice little bounce pass to see that. Boy, risky, though. Now comes DeVito, looking to set something up. Post on the hip, across the floor. In the corner's Ramsey. Doesn't find anything. He's not looking to go anywhere but pass. DeVito back up top. Screen set up top. Almost a
good change there.
Yeah.
And
he sees it.
All over it. Oh. Gets the rebound. Ties it up. 5-5, just under 2 minutes.
Yeah, Carson Homan right there, the big points. And here we are, you're right. Under 2 minutes, it's only 5-5.
Right.
This has definitely been a physical defensive, I don't want to say defensive, but it's not been a great offensive game so far. As both teams really putting it on the floor defensively.
Yeah, and it's not because of anything that they're doing. It's just having that defense right there with you the entire time. When you've got defense on both sides, it really doesn't leave you much of a chance for your offense.
Correct. Braylon Dyer getting back into the lead column for Harding, 7-5. Ball being brought down. And looking around the horn, just a simple 3-2 figure 8 handoffs right there. And they're trying to set Bruscotter up for something. And, yep. Marquise Long, good sportsmanship. How unusual is it that Marquise Long is marking up on Bruscotter and there is like a 4 or 5 inch difference? But that's the athlete that Long is.
It's insane.
But Long comes out. Long comes out for a blow, and we've got some almost to the starting lineup. Back again, and Bruscotter drives to the paint. Ooh! That was a good look, but it's off the foot. Yeah, that was off our foot. Thrapp getting ready to check back in. See who he's going to.
Number 1, Logan Thrapp.
Yep. Going to give Katie a little bit of a breather here.
46 seconds left in the quarter.
Entering out of a flat 4. Inbounder was Bruscotter, who sets up at the block. Oh, man, great pass. Today's double down Bruscotter.
Yes, when they both stepped up on him, left him wide open underneath that basket. It was a good look.
Yeah, Carson Homan with 4 points coming off the bench. And, man, who would have ever thought? Stokes drives into the paint, pulls up. Nice,
and
2 points.
Answers back.
I'll tell you what, bench for both teams is keeping
Yeah.
this is the game. But as both benches are fairly deep and have a lot of talent on them. A ball around the corner, Ramsey finds around. Nice handoff. Man, I tell you what, the thing that makes Bruscotter so great, he's a threat offensively, so it draws the attention. He distributes the ball so well for a big man. So Pearson with his first foul.
The line for the Whippets. Baker shoots 2.
First one up, off the mark. And it would be nice if somehow the Presents could get a cheap foul against Shelby and get to the line before the end of this quarter. It'd get them to the 5th foul.
And then you'll see that difference that makes.
Oh, yeah, and it completely changes the game. Off the market, the second one. Thrapp gets the ball, looks up, finds Long. Long with a Hail Mary 3 off the mark. That's a quarter.
Long.
That's a little off the mark. Folks, 9-7, kind of an interesting quarter, but folks, we're going to be right back. We'll take a break here for Harding High School Telecom basketball production.
Available for upperclassmen who have completed the prerequisite Telecom 1 class. Here you will produce and direct your own broadcast events. You will be put in charge of productions and lead other students through the introductory processes of media production. Many of our telecom graduates have gone on to study broadcast media in college and launched careers as television news and weather personalities, Emmy-winning editors for nationally syndicated television shows, and audio production engineers. So don't hesitate to schedule Harding Telecom Digital Media. Talk to your guidance counselor or see Mr. Mullins in room 201.
All right, folks, we are back here for second quarter action for the Harding High School Presents taking on the Shelby Whippets. Man alive. You can tell there's some jitters. There's some endorphins that are running high. They're excited to be here. There's some adrenaline running high. The anxious. Ended up with a 9-7 quarter, and the fouls restart, as we noted, Josh, earlier. What did you see Harding did well that quarter?
Their defense has been really strong. They're moving and switching when they need to. When guys peel off, they know how to make that switch, and they've got each other back, and they call it out.
Correct. One thing that they have to be careful, though, defensively is if they are doubling, they need to have some sort of backside help, as Bruscotter's been really taking advantage of that. And Katie gets fouled.
We did see that happen a couple times there, but other than that, just the way that they move with the ball and are able to leave their man on the screens and things like that and call it out, like it's so smooth. I've noticed that in that first quarter there, that they just saw it and moved and talked to each other and let him know where to go.
Communications name of the game is Bryson Baker gets his foul. How many is that on him, Josh? Is that one on him? That's his first. That's his first. Katie makes the second one. That's one thing where Harding, 3 for 4 now from the line, has got to improve on from the last few years. And so far, 3-4, looking pretty good, much better than past couple years where that seems to be our Achilles heel. Off the mark, got lucky because we left him wide open. Can't leave Bruscotter open like that much more. He will nail those. Ball being walked down the floor. Off to the corner, Long at the 45. Cut to the top. Ooh,
Good fake.
Katie was looking for it. He cut. Oh! He. Oh! Hey, I'm looking at the Shelby fans. Half of them are like, "Yeah, you didn't make that," and the other half are like, "Oh crap!
Oh.
I'm so glad he didn't make that."
Yes. Oh, glad he didn't make
Oh,
that. Yes.
he almost posterized 3 or 4 guys from Shelby, man. Oh. Long gets the ball and double dribble.
Yeah.
Now I will say this: I've seen a few videos of Trey Katie this past summer in his summer leagues, and he was doing some insane stuff where he would just pull up and just dunk on people from the second hash, and it was pretty impressive. So he is capable of making those kinds of plays. He has that length, that long arm of the left to do that kind of stuff. Ramsey with the ball up top, not even really looking to do anything but hand the ball off. Russ Cotter with the shot.
Throws it up, but
he can't find it. He's not finding anything. He was working better as distributor, wasn't he?
yes, definitely.
So see what comes of that.
Sometimes you have those games when you're hot, and sometimes you're not.
But with Russ Cotter, eventually he will heat up and he will take control of the game as he did last year. Dyer around the horn. Boston Pearson back over to Thratt. Over to Katie. A lot of switching back and forth at the top of the key. Katie doesn't look to force anything. Ooh!
And it's going back already.
Yeah. Thompson-Reese. Huge three. Huge three.
And threw it in a little too early.
Yep.
Wasn't ready for the ball. Went out of bounds. So Harding will get the ball back after this timeout.
Oh, and that's, I know it sounds cliche, but that's a huge play because, we come out of that quarter up 9-7, no big deal. A 3, a 2, and we're on the races, and we get the ball back. Josh, let's go ahead and keep it here for a cheerleader so families and stuff can watch this. I tell you what, that is one thing that Shelby does do. They do travel, and they bring their student section. They've got a lot of school pride with a lot of athletic success that they've had. So they bring their fans. And so, I don't know, the guy looks like, I don't know, Kung Fu Panda over there or Daniel-san.
Yes.
I don't know what he's
Yes.
doing, but apparently they're excited. Oh, anyways, we're up 14-7. Over the nice entry pass, Sunshine, but didn't go in. Ooh, TTR was trying to get that ball back out to Dyer to set it back up, and it just got away from him. Shelby bringing the ball down, trailing 14-7, just under 6 minutes left in the half. Russ Cotter.
Oh, good defense.
Picked off by TTR. And that's a nice, that's a low percentage shot. Once you get set and you bring it back in, you should just do something else with it.
I think he saw him coming from behind, right out the corner of his eye, and wasn't sure if he wanted to do that.
Yeah, that was an ill-advised shot. Your chances, once you bring it back down to your triple threat and then you shoot again, your chances go down about 75% you're going to make the shot. So that's stuff that watching tape-wise you'll learn, and that's going to be a foul. Ooh. Okay, a little bit of animation there from Russ Cotter as he's going to pick up a foul. Yeah, his first, team second this quarter. And again, here comes Iden and Stokes. But again, once you get to 5 fouls in a quarter, you shoot 2 free throws. There's no such thing as 7 fouls and a half. You shoot 1 and 1 and double bonus at 10. That does not exist anymore.
Yeah.
And doing the girls' game the other day, it was amazing to see how much that changed the game. You know what's next, Josh? Shot clocks.
You know what?
Next 2 years, I'm calling it.
With as much as 3, no.
We'll talk later about that. Oh! Uh-oh, a little bit of action going on down here.
Way to
Stokes.
work the ball around. For sure.
Okay, yeah, so I watched Stokes make the shot. My attention was down here. And Jamal Thompson-Reese, he just kind of got landed, and there might have been a little bit of extra sitting there by the Shelby player on him, but that's part of the game, you know. And the official saw and came over trying to watch it, and so good job by the officiating crew trying to corral things. 16-7 Harding. Ooh, ball almost given away there. As Lance brings the ball out, looking around. Going right to the lane, left-handed. Nice shot. Nice soft left-handed shot. Rolls around into the hoop. 16-9 Presidents. Ball inbound to Iden, and here comes the double team. He has to find the outlet. And nice flex by Long, but Stokes isn't asking for it, and that's exactly why. Stokes needed to, okay. A little bit of a post-basketball action there happening in front of the Shelby bench. Okay, so Stokes taking that ball up the sideline like that. Long came to give him an outlet pass across the floor. Instead, Stokes held on to the ball, dribbled right into the corner of death, and that's the black hole. You don't do that. You don't do it on a press. Offensive corners. And instead of giving the ball away, he held on to it.
Yeah, definitely. When you dribble right into that, you've just set yourself up for trouble.
Correct, and that's what happened. So double teamed, and so Harding had to waste a little bit of a timeout there, but that's probably not bad because now Harding gets to talk about how they're going to attack the full court press that Shelby's going to bring. We set out here on the floor. See what Harding's going to do. And they're setting up with Katie down the block. Instead of a rainbow pass to Long as last time, here comes Iden with the ball, setting up the offense. Running out of a two-man stack, giving to Katie down the block. Katie turns with the left, doesn't find it. Ball rebounded, taken up the floor by Lance. Lance drives to the left. Stokes bounces him, doesn't do anything. Lance lays it up. Oh, my goodness. Shelby in the 2-2-1 press. And right there, see, there you go. That's what should have been done last time. But, ooh, Long with a really risky shot.
Good.
That was a huge shot. Probably not the most advised shot, but nice make. Defensively kicked around. Ramsey goes across the court, passes, ends around the horn, into the corner. And the hot hand of Lance doesn't seem to help on that one as they run back. It's clearly Shelby's looking to, after they make, press. And so that is a huge step defensively Harding has to do. Keep them out of the rim.
And they're doing a good job right now. Taking their time with the ball, getting set.
Dyer with another.
Score another.
Speaking of set, Dyer made another set shot. And way off the mark was Baker. Or DeVito, I'm sorry. So Dyer, with a Euro step, can't get the ball to go in with a little delay step. That was something's being done now with all these kids. Ooh! Tough call. As Brestcotter's going to be going to the line. And that hurts Trey Katie having his second foul. Harding up by 10. Brestcotter is not the guy you want going onto the line, as he tends to be a pretty high percentage free throw shooter. But it does
see
get.
how they do tonight. So far, no
Yeah.
free throws.
There's the
There's
first
one.
one.
Starting substitutions, number
Is there 1 for 3 from the line?
number
Yes.
35, Boston Pearson.
A plethora of players substituting in, 2 for each.
Anderson Brubaker and number 44, Carson Holman.
Second free throw on the way. And look for a full court press. Yep, 2-2-1 press. That's exactly what they're doing. Thrap goes across.
Get it over the line.
Yeah, they got to do it now. Ooh,
That was
That's-
really close. Really
Long
close.
was wide open in the corner. And that's something that maybe Coach Pearson needs to discuss again with the team. Like, Marquise is playing it right. He's doing the right thing. He's flexing towards, he's coming to receive that outlet pass, and whoever is coming up on that right-hand side, they're just not looking at him all the time. He's wide open. Get the ball across the floor. He's a guard. He can handle it. Dyer at the 45, gives to Katie at the top of the key.
Deep.
Ooh, off
In
the
and
mark.
out.
Back to DeVito. DeVito fakes. Across the court. Brubaker off the mark. A little bit of. Yeah, it's the right call.
Shelby foul number 5, Alex Bruscotter. That's
Brett
his second.
Bruscotter gets a second foul. Katie was pretty hot after that.
Checking in for Marion, number
he got the foul. He was just kind of hot because he kind of felt like he got shoved in. Yeah, the officials talking to him.
12 for Shelby.
Doing a great job, just talking to the players, relaxing them.
Can't tell. Looks like he got a little piece of the elbow in his mouth. And,
Yeah.
that's what he's a little more upset about.
Sure, yeah, he was frustrated. He's upset, understandably so. And here we are. Look, see, okay, all right. See, that's the thing. There's oh my goodness, there's
was-
nobody on the right to flex and receive, but it worked out. Oh, back door.
Nope.
Oh, on the
Foul.
floor.
Before the pass.
Shelby foul number 2, Braden DeVito, his second. Team
DeVito with the second foul. And one more that puts Harding to the line, regardless of a shooting foul or not. Harding set up in
And a
the
stack.
Yep. Stack at the elbow. Cut to receive, and got technical. What? Do you know what happened right
I'm
there?
not sure.
I think there's a warning. I think he gave an
There's a
official
warning.
warning. Yeah.
Not a technical.
Not a technical. That was unusual to stop a game for a warning. I don't know what quite happened there, but hey, just like it's 21-13 with 1 minute to go in the half. I don't know what happened there.
And still with just under a minute.
Yeah, Harding's going to take their time.
Yep.
And this is exactly why a shot clock is coming, though. Dyer goes right into the paint, ill-advised, dribbled right into a triple team, and there's the good sportsmanship by Shelby there. And, yeah, he dribbled right into a triple team. If you are doing that, man, you got to get rid of the ball. You got to get rid of the ball.
And
But fortunately,
we're hoping for the same thing here. Pass it out. Oh,
well, the coach can
That
argue
was-
all he
yeah.
wants, but I think he realizes,
I
you
bet-
know, I don't want the foul either.
yes. He's like, okay.
Hey, do you want the foul or do you want me to call it out of bounds? You know, so this is again.
Yeah.
This is why there's going to be a shot clock here in a couple years, folks. It's coming. It's actually already in the national rules, so it's going to be a matter of a couple years, and they'll probably have one here at the high school level. So,
Got to give schools time to
facilitate
To
and
get that
get the
set
facilities
up.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to have someone that runs it too every game. Oh, Thrap behind the back. Oh my goodness. Oh, how is that not called? Wow.
That was
Wow. Okay.
that
All
was
right.
a very
That was a tough call, tough no call. Tough no call. But, hey, let's look at the bright side. 21-13 Presidents at the half. What do you think?
I don't think we thought it was going to be this high scoring, though. 21 points is the way we saw the first quarter go. I was thinking it's going to be a little closer.
Right, some big jump shots were made. Yeah, absolutely. So, folks, we're going to be back for what's probably going to be an absolute dynamite second half. Folks, we'll be right back for a Harding High School telecom production.
Information about launching your manufacturing career. The U.S. Army Junior Reserve Officers Training Corps is one of the largest character development and citizenship programs for youth in the world. Their mission is to promote character and leadership development focused on developing self-confidence, discipline, citizenship, leadership skills, and a sense of responsibility within the individual cadet. Throughout this course, cadets will focus on developing citizenship and patriotism. They will develop self-reliance and responsiveness to all authority, improving the ability to communicate well both orally and in writing. They will develop an appreciation of the importance of physical fitness. They will increase a respect for the role of the U.S. Armed Forces in support of national objectives. They will develop a knowledge of team building skills and basic military skills. In addition, anyone taking the 1 to 3 years of this course grants cadets the ability to rank higher should they pursue a military career pathway. For more information, contact your guidance counselor or see Lieutenant Colonel Espinoza in room 234.
Folks, we're back here for what promises to be a dynamite second half of action at Harding High School with the Harding Whippets taking on the Harding Presidents. Oh, I'm sorry, Shelby Whippets taking on the Harding Presidents. Hey, listen, Josh, I've had a long day. Did you have a long day?
I did.
Then don't judge me.
I did a lot of yard work today.
Was it honey-do list?
No.
Those seem to be the worst tasks. Why is that?
And it's always okay to put it off a little bit longer. In my mind, anyway.
Stokes had 6 points. Dyer had 6 points in that first half, 21-13, starting the second half. And, man, very physical game in the first half, switching into the court. And right off the bat, you see Bruscotter getting another 2 points. That's his fourth point. And he will start to take over as Shelby stakes in that 2-2-1 full court press. Ooh. Gave him the zone of shame, but Iden was able to get out of that as he has the ball at the top of the key. Long approaches to set a backside screen. Iden takes off of that. To Katie at the top. Too far out. Man, that's NBA 3. Katie comes in. Shoots left. Can't get it in. Bruscotter off to the races. Drives in. He sees the advantage of height. Off the mark. Rebounded by Iden. With Ramsey on him. Bruscotter. Probably could have been called for a foul, but he didn't end up making enough contact. Iden setting up the offense. Dyer at the 45. Long cuts through, no ball. Katie has the ball. That looked a little funny, shifting his feet. But usually moving away from the basket. Ref won't call that. Pearson over to Iden.
Good movement.
Yeah, good
Taking
movement.
their time.
Yeah, just being patient. I mean, sure, Shelby's guarding everything. They're doing everything they're supposed to do, too. So, good offense and good defense by both teams. Dyer has the ball. Drives in the paint.
Sees a little bit of an opening.
That's a tough shot. Katie able to put it back up for a 2. And Trey Katie can catch fire too. You give him a little bit of a chance, he'll start making everything, and he's a streaky shooter. Right through the lane, Casey Lance. My goodness gracious, he's had a couple just difficult high-level buckets tonight, cutting through lanes. No call there. DeVito, nice pressure, and instead of the dunk, Bruscotter was in a nice spot there. Puts into 2. And Shelby really showing, oh my goodness. Ugh. We got to stop dribbling into that zone. Good grief. Yes. Okay. I thought Pierce was wanting a timeout at first. Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a tough shot by Iden. Just a big height difference. That's got to be a rainbow shot. Bruscotter has the ball going down to the block, and that's going to be a charge.
He got there, got set.
He got there and he got set. And here's the other thing. Bruscotter leaned in to create that space.
Yeah.
And the officials caught that. If he would not have done, yeah, I mean, if he would not have leaned in, no foul. But he leaned in and then came back, so he was initiated that contact to shoulder. Good eye, Josh.
And still on that side, and for three.
Ooh, Katie off the mark, ends up with the rebound off the deflection. Thrap pulls up, second
from behind.
Yep.
Katie.
Hey.
Takes it back out.
Nice.
Set it up.
Set it up. Exactly.
Slow it down.
Take
that deep breath, and then let's roll this again.
Yeah, I mean 23-19. The game's got a little bit tighter here already early in the third quarter. Shelby's really started to pressure their inside, and that's their height, their length is really starting to show here in this early third quarter. Lance back out to DeVito. DeVito looking around, and Shelby will set up their offense with Baker.
And we're looking at a good just set up and switch.
Yeah.
And that's not giving them much right now.
Nope. And again, this is just an example of both teams running good offense, good defense. Being where they need to be, doing what they need to do. Bruscotter pulls up, nothing having it.
With defenses like this for both teams, you really have to wait for something to develop or make something spectacular happen.
Yeah, I just got off the phone with my dad at halftime, and I was explaining to him, I'm like, man, this is a really physical game right here.
Oh, nice.
Fake left and goes to the right. Way to use that athleticism there by Marquise Long. He had him on his hip and went one way, went the other, and that helped him get that almost kind of a baby hook kind of thing going there. Baker with the ball gives over to Bruscotter, maybe unintentionally.
Yeah, ran into each other there.
Yeah, for sure. Lance over to the corner for Ramsey. Shot off the mark. Yeah. May have a little bit of a run here. Dyer goes towards the hoop.
Oh.
Yeah, he was out of control. He was under the basket. Nothing having it. Katie getting up limping a little bit. Bruscotter down the other end offensively. Draws a foul. Can we take just a second to acknowledge Eli Schwemley for Pleasant, or not for Pleasant, but for Shelby on the bench? Has quite the mullet beginning on the back of his head. I mean, I'm at Tri-Rivers, and I see my fair share of good mullets. But this young man, it's nice and thick, kind of like your beard.
Thank you. It's nothing like that Kentucky waterfall, though.
Bruscotter at the line, no shot. And the refs are kind of talking through this. I do know that a director of officiating. Yeah. I know a director of officiating is here watching this game. How do I know? Because I saw him in the bathroom. and you and I both know him.
Yep. And in and out.
Off the mark. You know who I'm talking about, right?
Sure do.
Number 4, Alex Stokes, and number 3, Tremel Thompson-Reese.
Yep.
In for the Whippets, Carson Holman.
I know he can definitely get on us if we get on those referees too much here on the mic as well.
Yeah. And in all fairness, this is a hard game to call.
Again.
Oh, man.
Good rebound.
2 for 6.
Good take up.
Just couldn't get the love. Couldn't get the love to go down in the iron. Marquise Long made an athletic play, just couldn't get the drop. And man, Bruscotter putting all sorts of pressure on TTR. Drive to the hole was Lance. Or I'm sorry, that was Baker. Man, they have so many. Just saw that. Ooh, that was over and back.
That was,
yeah, that was over and back. Not called. The official wasn't looking for that one, and just like that, folks. Yeah. Lance with another 2. Just like that, folks. Shelby's seeing new life in themselves, and yeah, that was the no call on the over and back. Thompson Reese initially straddled the line.
Yeah.
Went over to the offensive end, and
then brought the ball.
Yes.
Yeah.
And went to the. So they might be talking about that, but in a fairness, the official was looking.
And he was like right in front of him.
Correct.
So
but his job right there
is to look down.
Yes, he's not the over and back guy.
Right.
So a lot of people are going to be like, why wasn't that called? His job was to watch the front court coming down.
Yes.
That's his job. So that's actually great officiating. Shelby just didn't get the break on the call. Boy.
He's like
Harding here, offensively, they've got to find something.
And they can. We've seen them do it before. I think right now everybody's still kind of trying to work out how they're going to run this.
Sure.
You know, and it's been a little frustrating. The defense has been tough, both sides. And
yes.
Little pushing, little shoving makes you a little frustrated. If you can get over that frustration and then you can work out, okay, here's what I'm going to do next offensively.
Shelby coming out in what looked like a man full court, ended up going to his zone, and they've got to get the ball over the line. Yep. Okay, so Shelby's doing a great job double teaming. And the wings, the outlet wings, they are coming to receive still, and that backcourt is just not giving it up to them. I don't understand why. Don't understand the reason why they're but here we are, and just like that, could have been down by 1. We got lucky, dodged the bullet there by Bruscotter's shot, long off to the races at the 45, dribbles him down. Thank you, Alex.
Didn't know he was behind him.
Long with the ball down toward the Dyer, and he's going to look to set it back up. Nope, he fakes back, comes back to 45. Still setting it up, still moving.
No.
Both players, both teams, like you've mentioned many times. Great offense, great defense.
Yes, and still, it looks like they're intentionally taking time for the things to develop, working the clock as much as possible, and making sure that something is there, not forcing just anything up.
But in the longer you run this, that's good for you because you stop their momentum offensively,
yes.
But you got to score. Oh, because if that doesn't happen, and Stokes couldn't get in. Bruscotter gets the put back. 8th point. Just like that, we got a tie game. Waning seconds of the third quarter. And I tell you what, Carson Homan picked that off. He's had 4 points, and that was a big turnover that he had steal there, giving Bruscotter the chance to tie the game. So, again, running this offense slowly and patiently, that's okay, but you can't give a turnover and you got to score.
You have to score, yes.
Because otherwise, if you don't score, then that gives momentum right back a defensive end. So, yeah, this is why we're going to have shot clocks, folks.
Yeah.
Stokes avoiding the 5 seconds, and he stops the dribble. Now he's in a panic, and that's actually the right move. Thrown up. Ooh. The Hail Mary shot.
Tied.
Yep. And folks, we'll go ahead and stay here. We basically have a one-quarter basketball game right now.
Yes. This is what I expected. A very tight game, low scoring, unless both teams really just broke out and just started, just catch fire both sides.
Which could happen. Hey, we'll go ahead and we'll give the cheerleaders a little bit of attention here. Josh, you have a young daughter who's does competitive cheer, right?
Yes, I've two daughters that cheer. One's a varsity cheerleader for River Valley.
Oh,
the
there
other,
you said it. Oh,
I did
my
say
goodness.
it. And the other is competitive cheer, and they've done well. They finished. They've had two competitions this year, and finished first out of 5 teams in the first, and second out of 2 teams in the second.
They got second place, though.
So yes, I like to express they got second in their last competition. Usually,
Yes, sounds good.
Leave out the other part.
Boston Pearson bringing the ball down.
Now, here we are. We're at 25-25. Harding started off the game, took the lead, and hasn't given it up yet. So
correct. It has been all Shelby here in the second half, though.
Yes,
and that doesn't help.
And here's the thing too is with that rule change that we've talked about throughout the game, we haven't had it used yet.
No, you're right.
And this has been a very physical game.
Correct.
Good defense, very physical, but all in a good way.
Correct.
Not that referees aren't seeing anything or anything like that. It's just been done well.
Correct. And right on cue with that, there's Dyer with his foul. But it's only his first. But again, if you get down to that 5 fouls, I'm telling you, that changes everything. And so the inbounder got the ball. That's the oldest play in the world for basketball. And just like that, Bruscotter starting to heat up and have his way offensively. There you go. There you go.
Yes, way to get it out. And
flushes
it.
That can get the
Looking
momentum
for
going.
three.
DeVito.
And
Oh, my
answers
goodness
back
gracious.
with another 3 for DeVito.
Oh, Josh,
And
it's heating up.
This is what we were looking at.
Yes.
This is what we were going into this game. This is the kind of action back and forth we were expecting.
Yep.
The open.
Just 2 great teams going at it, chin to chin.
And
just off the mark. Long.
in the fight. Good call, jump ball.
Jump ball, and that's going to be Shelby ball, but
That's all right. That's what you want. You want to move that arrow?
Yep.
You got to do it somehow.
Yep, it's going to happen to one other team. So
Yep.
you got to make a defensive stop here. But, yeah, Katie with a huge momentum play off the dunk, but DeVito comes right back and answers with a hook to the left, right to the chin. And so Harding's got to make another defensive stop here and go try and get a little bit of mojo back. Ball given over, and Lance has just been a killer tonight. Just killer.
Did it again.
13th point of the game. Oh, nice pass over to Long. Yeah, knocked out. It's one of those things where I was hoping Long would take some of his length and speed and just jet past those guys. And hard to do when you have the ball. Shelby fans letting our fans have it a little bit. Katie has the ball and enter to the inbounder. Oldest play in the world. Yep, foul.
Wow. Good work in trying to get that back after throwing it away.
The impressive thing was Trey Katie saving that ball.
Yeah.
Only he could do that with his length, to be quite honest. Being left-handed, too, at the angle he was approaching that from with the lefty, only he could have done that. So right time, Trey has the ball, stops at the dead spot. Just can't get it at fall. Trey made a nice stop there at the dead spot and just couldn't get the fall. Harding trailing 34-27, and again, you kind of start feeling Shelby might try to pull away
Still
here.
Creating that space.
Yes, but Shelby's going to take their time now offensively.
Yeah.
They've had their spurt of offense, and so Harding really has to make some big stops, and they got to go score. And it's going to be a timeout. Shelby, 30-second timeout. Let's go ahead and stay here real quick. Next full time we'll go. Harding, defensively, you know Shelby's going to just take their time on offense.
Yes. And now that they have the lead, they're going to play that game that Harding's been playing, and you talked about where the reason why we're looking at the shot clock, in a normal game.
Correct.
And they're to take their time and milk that clock as much as possible and try and maintain that lead and then put up a stop. And if they do that, then that's where the game is right there.
And it no longer is it the fouling with strategy,
right?
Because you're giving up 2 shots, so
yes.
no longer is it we'll try and steal possession with a 1-on-1 free throw.
Yep.
It changes the game dramatically, and this is where we're talking about Harding having to maybe potentially look to foul and try and get the ball back, but you're in trouble.
Yes,
and that's the thing. And I realized that at the other night when I was doing the girls game. I'm like, oh my gosh. That rule changes. That completely changes the game of basketball for these kids. It's a totally different game. Oh, nice job by Long. But they're going to have to play almost aggressively careful.
yes.
Because a foul, they're just going to get the ball right back and keep running the clock. So Shelby's going to take their time. I guarantee they were told don't do anything unless you're wide open.
Yeah, just keep that moving around, keep those cuts down low, come back out, bring it up top, start it all over again.
And these coaches know this.
Yeah,
they know.
You have to plan this out.
Lance takes it to the hole, and that was the opening that they were talking about. But there's a stop. Oh, we could not get the ball. Oh, Lance has just been a killer with 15 points. And 15 points tonight out of 36. That's a huge amount. Man, Lance has just been killer. So Harding, they need to score here. They have to score. I know it sounds like, really? There's still 4 minutes in the game. But with the way the foul rule works and the way Shelby takes care of the ball, this is it.
And this is where, because of that foul rule change, would you want to drive the ball more and hope that, take it straight to the basket and hope to get those fouls instead of staying up for those outside jumpers or three-point shots, things like that?
But interestingly enough, we need some threes. If we're going to make a comeback here, we're going to have to steal the ball with some easy deuces, but we're going to have to make a couple threes. We just will.
Well, if you look at it, you take that and you take those to the board, and then you get fouled a couple times. You get the and one, and then now you're getting closer to that bonus.
True. But I'm just looking right here. Baker a couple times has had a wide open lane. They are not looking to score. But that's the mistake. So again, those will be there, but they are going to literally. The amount of possessions Harding has here can be measured with one hand.
Yeah.
You've got to score almost every possession.
Yep.
You can't, right? So at this point, at the rate the game is playing, the number of possessions is less than one on your hand. So you've got to take care of the ball, and you have to score. You have to score. There's no option. Iden has the ball, draws a foul, which is perfectly fine.
That's his third foul there.
And again, to me, the shot of the game so far has been DeVito's three. Trey with that dunk. Oh, that was such a momentum thing. And then DeVito just comes down with, freezer veins and just bang, makes that huge three. Iden kind of dribbled into pressure there and lost the ball. Leaning in and 2 shots.
Harding foul number 24, Braylon Dyer. That's his second, team second.
Now, one might say, oh, no, that's a foul, and now they have 2 shots. True, but he has to make both of these, and they're going to lose possession, assuming they either make the second.
Yes.
Right? So this is not the worst-case scenario. Ooh. Got one to roll in. Ramsey had the first three-pointer. He had the first shot of the game. Bang, three-pointer, and that's his first points he scored since then. Missing it, and good boxing out by Marquise Long, and that's a foul on DeVito.
Shelby
That's
That's
gonna
fourth.
be his fourth.
Braden DeVito, that's his fourth. Team third.
And Shelby not shooting particularly well from the line tonight. Maybe you start fouling him and making him shoot free throws. If they got to do something. But 10 points here, you got to make up the ground somewhere. 37-27 for a varsity high school basketball game with two teams of this caliber. It's just, you can tell it's been physical. Trey Katie.
Definitely. He wants it. Double up and
Ooh. Fade away by Katie just off the mark. Yeah, he wanted that ball.
He wanted it.
He did.
And they came and brought the double team. He wasn't expecting that. He thought he was going to have to go over one.
Russ Cotter with the ball, brings it out top, and you know Shelby's just going to delay. Yeah, see, just at the block, and you just bring it back out. That's exactly what they're doing with the 10-point lead. They're going to nurse that. Harding flexing out. The dead spot right there. Ramsey. Ooh! Okay. Again, there are only a few more possessions left. Katie's shot down at the dead spot. That wasn't necessarily a bad shot, but they're going to have to make some threes at some point, and Katie is one of those guys that can make threes.
And the way it came off that.
Yeah,
That
Stokes.
rim, it
Stokes.
just died
Yeah,
and rolled back.
Stokes was just in the wrong spot. He was off by one step
Yeah.
to get the weak side board, and folks, it is. You can kind of sense it. Some of the fans are kind of getting up and realizing, yeah, Shelby's not going to lose possessions this many. DeVito off the mark. Still a little breath of hope. Iden with the ball. Ooh.
Marion Harding, player control foul number 12, Trey Katie. That's his third, team's third.
All right.
Well, it's just been a frustrating game, I know, in a lot of regards.
Checking in the game for Marion, number 20, Jason Paz, number 1, Logan Pratt.
And a full timeout. I tell you what, I know I said last time we were going to go, but let's just talk a little bit here going forward. Marion Harding, it's not looking like the best situation right now, chasing 10, right?
Yes.
But, again, this is a measuring stick game. This is a fork in the road game. See where you stand. Harding did not necessarily play their best, but this is what it is. And honestly, for Shelby, Lance has just been the killer. You're going to expect Russ Cotter to make his points. He's going to make 10 to 15 points a game at least. But Lance has just torn it up, and Carson Homan for them, 4 points. That was unexpected and has made some big defensive stops.
And right there, just those two, in a low-scoring game like this, that's a lot of points.
Yes. Yeah, I say 4 points. That's more than 10% of their points.
Yeah. You really look at it at a game like this, it doesn't sound like a lot, but it is.
So for Harding, they got a tough game at Highland Saturday night. You know that. Did we do the Highland game last year? You know that's going to be a physical. So they're going to have two physical games, bang, bang, right next to each other. At this point, you say, okay, 10 points, see what we can do, but let's end this positively. See if we can lose this in single digits so we feel good going into Saturday, knowing we're going to have a very physical game coming our way. And
Marion foul number 3,
Okay.
Okay.
That's his first, team fourth.
so four fouls on Harding, so maybe they're trying.
Maybe they're going to try and make him shoot.
Yeah, that's hopefully try and get a. If they can only make one, you can come down and make a three.
Yeah.
And
Shelby personal foul number 3, Isaiah Ramsey. That's his second.
shove off by
team
Ramsey.
fourth.
A little bit of acting.
Used to.
I think he gets a little golden trophy too. If he.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But the whistle was.
I would give him a Dundee. But
Well, if he puts out a movie, he gets to put it on the front of the VHS cover, right? That's what they used to do.
yes.
those kids at home that don't know what that is, ask your parents. Long has the ball. To the top is Katie. And, they're going to be guarding Katie super strong just because of his
Good
three-point
look
threat.
and up.
Marquise Long
Timeout, Varsity.
with, I believe, his 8th point of the evening. 37-29, just over a minute left. Again, you're under 10. Things can happen. But, again, you're trying to do the right things to get momentum for another big game coming up in a couple days.
Yeah, and, just these next couple weeks, it's just a tough schedule for Harding.
Sure, you got exams, you've got Christmas break. There's all sorts of things coming. And we always talk about this as adults, like, oh, the holidays are so stressful. Some of these athletes, they do, not the lives of adults, but they do have lives, plus academics, plus this. You get a game like this, which is right before finals week for Harding, and that's definitely a tough schedule and a tough road to hoe.
Yeah, and we look at games like this, like you said, as kind of feel it out and see who we are, and against another tough team. And I tell you what, they play anybody else, this tough. They play like their defense is as tough as it is for anybody else. It's going to be a lot tougher.
I agree.
For them. And
sure.
Harding's going to come out on top.
Caden Paz into the game, 5'10" freshman for Harding, seeing his first action of the evening. I would assume he's in there for quickness and fouls. Oh, the old switcheroo. Paz fouls him. Yep. Hey, nice job, young man. You did your job. You forced him to make a play, and you got your foul.
20, Caden Paz. That's his first, team fifth. Bonus.
But you know what?
Now,
That's sometimes just the job you got to do, right?
yeah.
Team player.
At the line for Shelby, Bruscotter shoots 2.
Coach Warstall giving some sort of direction to him. He's staying in there, so maybe he's got a little.
He's got another idea for him, or is he just waiting until after the
I think
shot?
they're waiting until after the first shot. Yep. So here we are. First time this evening, Josh. 5th foul, free throws.
Yes, and we'll see what happens here with it.
Yep.
He makes the first.
Bruscotter makes
Number
first.
35, Boston Pearson, and number 12, Craig Cady.
So it looks like Harding has most of their shooters into the game. Hoping for a miss. Or even a
Let
chance.
them know to box out on this. Make sure you get that on the miss.
Ooh. And taller guys generally have flatter shots. So if it's going to ricochet off, it's going to ricochet deep. Pearson, boy, if Harding's going to do something offensively, they've got to do it here in the next 3 or 4 seconds. Trey Cady. All right, so Trey Cady made a nice move to the basket. I know he's frustrated. He's just trying to do a nice dunk. And a player like Cady, skilled, very skilled. Could he have come back and pulled up and maybe shot a 3? He could have. Could he have tried to just go chin to the rim, go strong, and bank it in and get 2? He could have. Then he had to make a foul, and Baker, I think, took a little bit of exception to it, but he's just making a hard foul. So,
yeah.
Baker at the line, shoots first, makes it.
And back up by 10.
Back up by 10. So, you hate being the doom gloom guy walking around New York streets and the sign says the end is near. But, the fat lady's warming up, definitely for sure. But, again, what you're trying to do right now is end it the right way. That not only means sportsmanship-wise, but play-wise. making sure you're still confident going into on Saturday. A little bit of a shot forced by TTR, and that's probably going to be close to the end, and Pearson's still coaching his team. And there's a foul. Still calling for fouls. And this is now you might say, why are you fouling even though you're clearly down by 11? Because you get another offensive possession.
You want to, it also helps when you put you're looking at a schedule and you look at the games that have already been played. You can almost kind of judge a team by how many numbers they put up.
Correct.
And you want to make yourself, for those folks that aren't watching any film, like they're not listening to us or anything like that, and they just look at the score and say, oh, well, we've played them, and they only put up this many on these guys. We've got this. And that gives you more of an advantage, mentally.
Correct. And there's something to be said about just running more offense. Now, if there's 10 seconds left, just be the gentleman's game and let it run off. But you still have another chance to shoot and play some offense. That's what your team needs right now early in the season. You just need reps. And, Boston Pearson and just heading off. And here's the gentleman's handshake. So, congratulations to Shelby. This ended up being like what you said. I thought it was going to be like this.
Yeah.
It was going to be physical. Shelby was going to – you knew they were going to have a big second half.
Yeah, really. It was still close there in the third quarter, but really the fourth quarter they just really turned it on.
Oh, sure. And, they scored 12 points in that third quarter, and you might say, well, that's not very much. 12 points in this game is a lot.
Yes.
And, again – you had the dunk by Katie, and then immediately right back down the court, DeVito made that three. And you could almost feel like, oh, you're like, yay, oh, no. And it was a backbreaker, and we just never seemed to recover past that point. And so, folks, again, thank you for having us in your home or your kitchen or your car or your bathroom or wherever you're watching this. Or maybe someone from the International Space Station is watching us, Josh.
It could be.
John, I know John Mullins runs telecom here. Have you ever had anyone from the space station watch? Can we have that happen? We're not going international. We're going intergalactic, like the Beastie Boys.
Yes.
But folks, thanks for having us again. Harding boys next game Saturday night at Highland, which looks to be yet another fork in the road, and that will be a very physical game. Josh, any last thoughts?
I think that they put on a very good physical defense today, and if they keep their defense like this, I think going into the next game will be close, but I think they'll come out on top, and I think that we're in for a real show when they're here with River Valley for sure.
I agree. Again, early in the season, man, just two huge games. Bang,
big
bang.
Games right
at the beginning. So that sometimes happens. Folks, have a good evening. Thanks for listening to us. As always, go Prexies.